It's Virat Kohli and MS Dhoni. It's Bangalore playing Chennai. Yes, they have 10 other people with them as well, each of them. So that's happening in Sharjah, the small ground. Let's have a look at the Bangalore squad there. Are you? I know they were skittled for 92. Do you go around making a heap of changes? And Simon, the reason I ask you is because you know Mike Hesson, you know how he operates. He's not one of those make a heap of changes kind of guy. But he's got a captain who likes rotating the squad.
Yeah, look, I wonder whether they go with a spinner less, whether they look at taking Hasaranga out. Maybe teams did tend to go with a spinner less in Sharjah because they felt that the seamers could basically control it just a little bit more. So that's probably an option. It might be the one option that they look at is take a spinner out and play an extra seamer or an extra all-rounder.
Yeah. I'm looking at Dan Christian.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Dan Christian on a ground like this. This is the kind of surface he's
coming
used
in
to,
for Hasaranga, right? Coming in for Hasaranga.
Yeah, Dan Christian for Hasaranga, and he gives you something with the ball as well. I would look very seriously at Dan Christian.
Yeah, because you're not changing AB de Villiers, you're not changing Glenn Maxwell, you're not changing Kyle Jameson, right?
No.
So you've only got one guy to play with.
Yeah, exactly. Look, Jameson would be one that I'd look at some stage in the tournament. I'd give big, gorgeous George Garton a crack at some stage, or Dushmantha Chameera as well, who are both very good bowlers. And I still believe that Kyle Jameson has got work to do at the T20 level. And both Garton and Chameera probably deserve an opportunity at some stage.
Hey, they didn't play Navdeep Saini. Jeez, you're right. They didn't play Navdeep Saini. Navdeep Saini suddenly gone from India shoo-in to not even making the Bangalore team. That's interesting. Jeez.
Well, they could strengthen their batting a little bit that way, couldn't they? If they wanted to take Jameson out, bring David in, bring Saini in. There's plenty of options there.
Yeah, they've also got, they played Sachin Baby last time, though they played, in the previous game, they played Rajat Patidar when, the tournament had happened earlier. So you could probably see perhaps one change there for sure, for conditions, maybe even two. On the other side, you have a team where you're going to say, zero changes? Zero? How many changes is Dhoni going to make? Zero? Is he going to make zero changes? What do you guys think? Zero?
Look, he's not going to bring Tahir in on this pitch to replace. He's playing with two international fast bowlers. I can't see him replacing Tahir. If you don't bring Tahir in, I don't know who else, because Moeen Ali has done his job. Dwayne Bravo has actually proven that he's up to it. People were talking whether he can bowl or not.
Bravo won it for them last time. Bravo won them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I can't see who they're going to change.
But
if you're not going to change,
because Sam Curran was in quarantine.
Curran's
right?
available. Is Curran available? I don't think he's out of quarantine. I'm not sure. That would be the change that you'd make. For a
Would
Hazelwood.
Oh, 1 second. You're saying Sam Curran for Hazelwood?
Yeah, something like that. I wouldn't bring him in for Bravo. I think they seem to prefer to go with the all-rounders.
That means you know what that means? That means that Thakur and Chahar are batting at 10 and 11.
Yeah, exactly. So they bat deep. Beware.
No, that's Dhoni's perfect situation. 11 batsmen, 7 bowlers, lots of cards to play with. Okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
Discard, then it's called, it's called rummy table decision making. Okay, discard this bowler, pick up this bowler. Okay, use this 2 overs for him. Okay, no, this one doesn't work. Pick up the next guy.
Yeah.
And he does this brilliantly. He always knows which cards to pick up and which to discard during a match.
Yeah, but I'm still thinking. Simon, come on. One for the fast bowlers. Yeah, he's going to drop You think he's going to drop Hazelwood at 145 and take in Sam Curran?
Well, really? I know he loves Sam Curran. I know they all love Sam Curran. They just think he's a match winner. They think he's a genuine match winner. And, he can win you a game with the bat with 30 off 10. He can win you a game with the ball. He bowls those cutters. He gives you that left arm option, which they don't have. There's a lot of upside to Sam Curran as a cricketer and into that side. And I just, it's an option. The way Bravo played the other day, this is not a long tournament. These guys have all come into this tournament. Bravo, I know, had an injury in the Caribbean League, but the rest of them are not having to get through 14 games. This is not the aging Chennai side that has to get through 14 games. They have to get through 6 games. So they're not having to worry about it as much. So it's, I mean, will it happen if he's out of quarantine? We're talking like he's out of quarantine and ready to go. We don't even know. We probably should have that information first, shouldn't we?
Let's have a look at the Chennai team once again. If you just pick it up from top to bottom, you obviously have Rituraj Gaikwad, who's done very well. You have Faf du Plessis over there. You have the middle. They need, here's the concern now. They need, I know it gets covered because Moeen is scoring runs. They need Raina, they need Raidu. They need these two because right now, Joy, they haven't needed them because, well, the top guys have been doing the damage, and Jadeja comes in and Dhoni comes in and they've got that big batting. But at some point in time, they'll need both Raina and Raidu to kind of give them something.
Yeah, I agree. I think Raidu is giving them something, or has given them something in the first part of the tournament. I think their bigger worry will be Raina, who hasn't given them anything so far. And more than giving them anything, he looked completely out of sorts in the last match. He looked as if he didn't like fast bowling. He didn't like bowling up here. He just didn't look the part. And I think that's one of the things, but he's a thoroughbred. Again, when we talk about the IPL, we talk about the first 6-7 years of the IPL. Raina is probably the most consistent batsman. And after that, it's been David Warner. But Raina is still a giant. So, they say about, old war horses that every once in a while they smell the gunpowder and they get going. So they'll be hoping that Raina gives them something. Because with this team, with 4 all-rounders, if you look at it, if they play Karan, Bravo, Jadeja, Chahar, okay, they can afford to carry Raina for another couple of matches. If it doesn't work, then they're very rapid.
Yeah, remember too, Chennai, I mean, they're like the girl that falls in love with you at primary school and never ever stops. They are the most loyal, faithful. They just, they persevere with Shane Watson for a whole season just so they can get 100 in the final. I mean, this is what they do. I mean, what I saw from Suresh Raina the other night was just awful. It didn't look like he was in the right headspace. He didn't look like he was there. He didn't look like he was ready to play. He was scared. It wasn't the look you wanted to see from what has been a great IPL player. One of the best ever IPL batsmen, as Joy just said. That's not what you want to see at the back end of a career from anyone's point of view. So they will persevere with him. They'll give him plenty of rope because they'll want to see something from him. But how long do they persevere? Do they just say we can carry you the whole tournament because we only need 1, maybe 2 performances from you? And we think when you get an opportunity on a slowish surface against spinners or against a team that doesn't have anyone that can bowl 140, because he's still good enough to hurt 125, 130 bowling, I just think the 140 might worry him a little bit too much now.